Juggernaut, you can waveform out an Omni Slash, you can morph.
You can replicate the DK as well, so...
Or the Axe as well.
Yeah, Replicate is real good against all of MVP's cores so far.
So ForEv is playing the Axe. Juggernaut, I'm still not sure who's gonna play it.
My worry though is that Morphling takes so long to get online.
Yeah, but they do have 4 other heroes that can actually buy time for him to get online, so... Yeah, it depends on how, like you mentioned, how the early game goes.
Right, it depends on how the lanes go. And if MVP is able to get off to a good start here, I worry about OG's ability to take farts.
I still don't see them having a really good Morphling solution in the mid game though. As long as he presses Morph before he gets disabled.
Maybe you just don't need to deal with the Morphling. Maybe you just win before Morphling comes online.
With what?
I think that's what MVP are going to be looking for.
Oh, this is like the MEP.
Not particularly great.
Yeah, that's true. ForEv obviously with the big counter. They are going to pop the ultimate here. No-Tail trying to go for QL, but it's now going to be surrounded by 3 heroes. That 4th comes in as Dubu's going to throw out the paralyzing cast, but here comes those 2 defensive supports. ForEv, he does have that level 6, so even if they manage to get off the Shallow Grave, it's not going to matter, but the Culling Blade, it's just not quite enough. Now they throw out the Shallow Grave, and damn, I bet ForEv misses that Culling Blade now as QO needs to be healed up by Dubu. Runs out of mana though, and QO may just get run down, kicked to death by Moon, barely able to stay out. Meanwhile, MP gets the spin on the fly, knows he's dead, and just accepts his fate. Finally, the kill being picked up by Crit for first blood, but Witch Doctor manages to secure the counter onto Dazzle. Yeah. Probably the most explosive player. Oh, and ForEv in some serious trouble. Miracle and doesn't have a waveform for another 3 more seconds. It looks like ForEv does have the movement speed to get out. The Battle Hunker keeping Miracle slowed down just enough that he can catch him with a second waveform. Meanwhile, QO is playing a rather dangerous game. He's going to come forward, tries to go on fly. He's low enough, another right click, almost finished them off, but they still managed to get the kill onto Dazzle. The Boars, though, get the kill for Moon instead. Not worth the trade-off. Paralyzing cast. Oh, jump on mid. QO going to die again as Moon Meander manages to make the initiation there alongside No-Tail. Phoenix not in a position to defend, really. Looks like they're still going to try and collide here, but QO is still another 12 seconds out.
And Miracle hits really hard right now. 119 damage. Combine that with Inner Beast and Overcharge.
Bevy trying to get the deny. Meanwhile, MVP Phoenix coming in for the side. They're going to go and start going on Crit, but Miracle is going to challenge Dubu here. The right click's almost enough to finish him off, but he managed to get a fairy fire. Meanwhile, Crit, a heal actually managed to stop the Culling Blade, and again, that movement speed might be critical as MVP Phoenix are not able to get themselves, extricate themselves out of that team fight. That'll be Axe going down first. The Witch Doctor almost cleaned up. Bevy almost going down as well as the may actually be able to get their initiating items on a relatively quick pace. MVP Phoenix, smart though, they're going to be able to spout out Crit. Will be able to get their first track kill of the game rather easily. Turn back towards Miracle, who's already got a Replicate out, so he can jump over to that one. The call is going to lead the way though. They are going to get a lot of damage onto Miracle. He's ready to jump out in a second and should be able to escape. Meanwhile, the rest of OG using that time where MVP Phoenix were trying to go on Miracle to push down the tier 2 at top lane.
And Miracle doesn't have any items right now, but he is nigh impossible for MVP to kill. Track move speed simply not going to be enough, just lacking any sort of damage. I think they only got like 500 damage on him at that point.
Their lower cores, like the Beastmaster and Dragon Knight, are about to contest the Juggernaut. They're going to jump here on a Replicate, blowing everything they had. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, actually centering up, here comes the relocate. They're going to jump on MP. They managed to get the Primal Roar. The spin, not enough as Jesus. That Shadow Wave from Fly manages to help OG burst down the Juggernaut so quickly. And the Hawk scouted that one away. Looks like they're going to go for yet another Replicate bait here. As they move the Replicate into the river. MVP Phoenix scouting it here.
And that is a farm
jump on ForEv.
Beastmaster.
Oh, Miracle himself actually jumps over to it, trying to pick up the battery root, but this could be perfect. Miracle almost gets bursted down immediately, starts morphing strength though, and now the rest of OG able to surround their carry and push back against MVP Phoenix, getting the initiation, and now the push uphill. Perez stuck on the cliff is going to try and make his way back down. Blinks in, manages to get the call, but just can't get the damage done as the rest of his team is being pushed back by No-Tail. Now ForEv is going to get stunned up by Miracle, a rather large stun at that. QO gets the change, creates the space for ForEv to be able to get the blink out, and MVP Phoenix should be able to escape with no further losses, but considering that was a smoke gank that turned awry, while Morphling himself pushes out bottom. This allows OG to perhaps get the surprise jump on MVP Phoenix. There it is, Split Dagger reveal onto QO, follow up Primal Roar to make sure there's no hope of QO being able to get out, and OG, now with their positioning, will push high ground and challenge MVP Phoenix to defend.
And where's their anti-push?
They've got absolutely nothing
on this.
He's supposed to jump into a Morphling and a Dragon Knight who are tanky as hell and get burned away by the Necronomicons. He doesn't really have a hope of cutting through those heroes, and he's just going to end up losing a lot of HP and mana in the process.
It's going to be very difficult.
Could be a decent pickup, but unfortunately, they don't quite get it. They have the vision from Febby. Are actually going to be able to slow down these two heroes, maybe long enough for the Axe to be able to jump in, but not fast enough as Febby does get bursted down. The Axe still not here, and is not going to be able to get there in time to be able to get the Culling Blade. No Tail gets stalled up a little bit more. MP is going to join the fight, actually. They do have to relocate forward. They're just looking to be able to pop this Dragon Knight. Finally, they will bring him down with that pop, but no, it's now going to be the Witch Doctor who goes down. They turn towards taking it, clear 3 more seconds, but not fast enough. The Culling Blade takes him out. Now MVP Phoenix on full retreat, at least attempting to, but Fared's going to get caught, and MP, who spun away, who's now trying to keep that healing ward to somehow run himself all the way back to the tier 2, but it's just not going to happen. Not even tier 2's up. He's got to make it all the way to tier 3. QO providing interference. Looks like the chains was just enough up to their tier 3 tower. Feeling rather unsafe, as that bottom lane pushing out so far is probably a little bit of a warning signal to MVP Phoenix. They may still get caught here though. As a jump in, Dragon Tail leading the way. They managed to get the call counter, but still Miracle's going to be able to pop QO nonetheless. And Farev, again, just not tanky enough to be able to survive the onslaught of 5 different heroes. And now OG, they go straight for the throat, trying to take out the melee racks before the 25-minute marker. And they will take it indeed. MVP Phoenix not able to provide a response just yet. They're trying to slow this push down as best as they can. The Necronomicons, OG playing this very disciplined, very safe. Lead with that Primal Roar. We'll have a free pickoff on QO, but never mind that. OG can actually just keep on pushing. They don't even need Moon Meander here. Just Miracle and No Tail by themselves are rapidly chipping away at that tier 3 tower. MVP Phoenix, they're trying to set this fight up from behind right now with this smoke. It's going to cost them their tier 3 tower, but they do manage to get the initiation. Move's going to be the first one. Almost gets bursted down. Culling Blade not going to be there in time, but they've already lost their Witch Doctor in return. Healing Ward also down, and MP has to retreat all the way back through. Miracle is going to start slowing him down with that Scotty. Now buyback coming out from MVP Phoenix. Witch Doctor is going to be one, and I imagine that Farev's going to be coming up next. Miracle jumps forward and takes the Witch Doctor out a second time. Sleight of Fist just not doing enough. Jump forward. No Tail not able to catch QO, but they've already taken the objective they needed. Farev pops the blade nail and managed to get the call onto No Tail, but he's tanky. And MP, he doesn't even come close to cutting through the dragon as Farev goes down a secondary time. And now MP going to be chased away by Miracle. As there it is, MVP Phoenix. They probably knew it for the last 10 minutes, but this is very clearly GG in game 1.
Rampage denied.
Just an ultra kill for Miracle, but putting in some work with that Morphling, but it was all set up by the space grid and just overall strategy of the laning phase by OG. They never let MVP Phoenix start that running ground.